This week's compilation is all about the veterans. They faced danger, they overcame challenges. This is their story. What started as an ordinary day quickly turned into a heartbreaking moment when a veteran experienced a PTSD flashback believing he was back on the battlefield.
He's pointing a gun, play gun.
Pointing a play gun.
This adult male, he has a history of seizures.
Okay.
Put it in his TL. He's PTSD. I'm a friendly, okay?
Zach, this is a friend.
Okay, so we'll just come back to the shade, okay? Thank you, Zach.
He's a friend,
Please come
Zach.
back to the shade.
Zach,
Okay.
he's a friend.
I'm a friendly, Zach. Okay, I was downrange. Okay.
Exactly.
Now land bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come back here in the shade.
You come in the shade, we'll let the medics check you out.
Yeah.
Is this a reaction you normally have?
Yeah, this is what he did last time.
Are you all right, man? Let's go in the shade.
Hit his head?
Yeah.
He popped a little bit.
1, 2.
A police officer on duty crossed his path with a veteran, his body ruined by lung and bone cancer, and used meth to ease the pain. Instead of judgment, he offers sincerity.
Tell me what's going on, man.
I don't know. Doug's a good dude, man. Former Marine.
But he has meth in his pocket. Driver has an outstanding felony warrant out of Lincoln County, so he'll be going to jail today. Come on, man. I'll walk with you. I'm gonna let him go for his part in all this. He has stage 4 bone cancer, lung cancer, and all kinds of things going on. You still got something to offer people, all right? I'm talking to you. You're intelligent. You got stories to share. You got history to share. Man, don't let that dope take that away from you. You still have value. If you need pain management, medical marijuana is out there for you, all right? But meth, that's not helping you.
During World War II, Marvin Strombo discovered a flag on the body of a fallen Japanese soldier. Now, 73 years later, the 93-year-old veteran traveled 10,000 miles to return it to the soldier's family.
Because I knew it meant so much to him.
But he realized if he didn't, someone else might.
And I promised him at that time I would return the flag someday to the family.
Now 93 years old, Strombo recently reached out to the Oban Society, a nonprofit that helps veterans return Japanese flags to the families of fallen soldiers. They learned this one belonged to Sadao Yasue, who was signed by 180 members of his village, including 7 who are still alive today. One of them, his 89-year-old brother. He says the family never received Yasue's remains. But today, they got his flag.
Imagine being a hero in the shadows of history. A U.S. World War II veteran returns to Italy decades later, reuniting with the very children he once saved.
Movement from a pile of blankets, but before he could pull the trigger,
Mama came out screaming, "Bambinis, Bambinis, Bambinis." Children.
In his relief, Adler had his picture taken with the siblings.
Bella and Tanya.
An astounding reunion for Private Adler, now 97 and living in Florida, thanks to his daughter, Rochelle, who used the internet to track down the kids, now grandparents, even late-grandparents, just like Private Adler. And thanks to Private Adler, who held the trigger. What do you think that was that made you stop?
God looked down on me, and God looked down on a Tanya.
A World War II pilot takes flight again. At 96, Bob Brocklehurst may need a little extra help getting on board. But once he's in the cockpit, he's right where he belongs, with a smile and a thumbs up. This World War II veteran took off from Tampa in a P-51 Mustang, the same aircraft he flew during the war. Once he's up in the air, he was filled with memories and even did some of his old tricks. He got to do a loop and a few barrel rolls and did it with ease as if he's back in the day.
Made me feel right at home. It's just like putting the car in the garage. You do it without
Bob served 30 years in the Air Force. He enlisted before America went into World War II. It proves that the enduring spirit of those who served and showing that if you have passion, it never truly fade.
A Vietnam veteran flew to Mobile to meet his daughter for the first time after 45 years.
This is John Mackenzie and Hang's mom, Wong. The two met while Mackenzie was serving in the Vietnam War. Hang was born shortly after.
My other daughter and myself were trying to find them, but we had the wrong name and we didn't know where they were. We thought they were still in Vietnam.
Thanks to a DNA test, Hang was finally able to find her father after 45 years of looking.
Didn't know whether I was going to cry or not. But other than that, I guess it's okay. It's a happy occasion.
Mackenzie and his other daughter say they finally feel complete.
I've been looking for her since the internet was a thing and we could start to look for family members.
And they plan on making up for all the lost time.
This moment is proof that even after decades, the power of hope and love can reunite people in the most surprising and touching ways. Newman Brazier, an Alabama police officer, stood during a rainstorm to honor a deceased World War II soldier.
As the funeral procession of Robert Lee Serling entered the Alabama State Veterans Memorial Cemetery at Spanish Fort, Mount Vernon police officer Newman Brazier got out of his cruiser, stood at attention in the pouring rain, as you see here. He says he simply wanted to recognize a fellow veteran from a small town.
I felt that he would want to be acknowledged. I felt that from being from a small town like Mount Vernon, that he could do what he did and pass and nobody would realize it and not respect it.
Brazier says he was unaware that his commitment and respect would bring him this attention, adding, "That's just what vets do." Private First Class Robert Lee Serling was 100 years old when he passed away on June 5th. He was one of the few black men to fight in the Pacific.
First love never dies. That's what Korean veteran proves with his 70-year journey to find his lost love that ends up with a reunion.
In 1954, when Dwayne last saw his first love, Peggy Yamaguchi, when he was stationed in Yokosuka, Japan. She was pregnant when the 22-year-old Iowa farm boy got his orders. The Navy was sending him back to the States. So he left Peggy behind with the promise he'd send for the woman he planned to marry. But when Dwayne returned home from the Korean War, he found his father had fallen on hard times and spent Dwayne's savings. And then Peggy's letters stopped coming, or so he thought. He discovered later his mother burned the letters. The story went around the world. Peggy
It
is
turns
alive,
out she's
alert,
not in Japan.
and 91 years
And
old,
luckily,
living with
she's
her
closer
Navy
to him
husband
than he
she married in
initially thought.
1955 for nearly 70 years.
Peggy, how are you?
Oh my God. Nice to see you.
Yes. Oh.
Vietnam veteran reunites with man he saved on the battlefield 50 years ago.
1968, and Dale Edge was drafted to fight for his country in Vietnam.
There's guys kissing the ground. Glad to be back. I ain't gonna repeat it.
That's why Dale took his feelings and his stories and buried them. Except for one. 73-year-old Fred Jorleen lives in Minnesota and works for Great Steps, a company that makes prosthetics.
This is all titanium.
Fred lost his leg during a firefight in Vietnam.
I got behind a tree, dropped down on this knee, this leg was up, and I was shooting around the tree, and RPG hit right there.
Dale remembers that attack.
Just like that lightning, boom, she went off.
And then he remembers keeping Fred calm and helping to get him on a medical evacuation chopper. Fred told him, "I'm gonna see you at home." One phone call filled a void.
I'm doing fine, Fred.
Me too. Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. It's been a couple weeks, right?
Let's connect with our veterans and show them our support. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts.